Greetings and greetings to all. Thank you for joining us again in this 5 minute spiritual quest. My name is Master Abdullah Ngom. And today in this 5 minute journey is a continuation of our last topic, the fall of America. Some footage were accidentally deleted during the editing process. Therefore, this is the last segment of the full topic on the downfall of America. Uh, Now, this prophecy, the fall of Babylon, America, this prophecy is bigger than America. This prophecy concern or should concern the whole human race at large. And by the end of this segment, you will see the reason why this prophecy is bigger than America. Uh, the prophecy reads, the great Babylon is fallen, and become a dwelling place for demons, and a prison for every foul spirit. A prophecy that is being fulfilled in real time before our very own eyes. Real time. The prophecy is in motion in our time. And make you ask a reasonable question. Where are the theologians and the scholars of America, of the nation? Because a Christian nation, a prophecy for a Christian nation written in the book that you see in many homes of the nation, America. A book that many carries every Sunday on their way to churches. A book that many preachers making a good living and very good living. So I said, preaching about it as a word of God. And with all these people who are familiar with the very same book, they can connect the dots of one of the most important part of the book, if the book have any use at all. Because the warning of your self-destruction, that should be important. That should be really important. A warning. If you believe that this is the word of God, God gives you a warning of a self-destruction. That should be the top topic in every Sunday church sermon. And the top conversation for every believers, all believers. Warning, warning for your self-destruction. That's important. And here we are, a prophecy being fulfilled in real time. And yet the dot yet to be connected, that does not resonate with logic. Maybe the dots are not connected because human nature. Because connecting the dots of a doomsday prophecy to a modern day reality, that might be a truth that many will not be ready for. For that, as always, part of human nature, to protect their fragile souls from the truth, it will be easier just to ignore it or put it under the rug, hope that it will stay there forever, forgotten. But also the truth have its own nature. Stubbornness. The truth can be very stubborn. To find a way to come to the light no matter what. No matter how hard one tries to put it on the rock, the truth always have its own way to come to the light. So that's why we're gonna try to decode this prophecy to the level of our understanding. Thus, you will see how this prophecy is relevant to the human race at large. It's bigger than America. So let's go to it. Now, let's decode this prophecy on a spiritual understanding. We simply mean on a logical understanding based on reality, because that's what spirituality means. What can be proven based on fact, based on reality, not based on faith or theory, but based on what reality can prove to be fact. Here, the prophecy reads, the great Babylon is falling, and become a dwelling place for demons, and a prison for every foul spirit. Now, there's two key elements to decode this prophecy. The first one is Babylon has fallen and become a dwelling place for demons. Dwelling place for demons, that's the first key. And continue reading. And a prison for every foul spirit, that's the second key. So to decode this prophecy, we have two keys. Become dwelling place for demon and prison for every foul spirit. Now we're going to start with the first one, dwelling place for demon. Now, dwelling place for demon mean a place that is run by demons. Dwelling place for demon, a place that is run for demon by demons. And in this context, Babylon is a nation. America is a nation. So it's talking about those who rule the nation, and that is the government. It's the government that rule the place. The government is the government that put the law, rule, and regulation for people to obey, to go by, to live by. So the government rule the place, rule the nation. And again, we're gonna go to the top. The leader the leader of the government, the head leader of the government. And the head leader of the government of Babylon, America, is the one who's leading to fulfill this Babylon prophecy beyond coincidental or even debatable. The ruling authority, the one who the leader of the ruling authority, the president, is the one who is elected to fulfill this doomsday prophecy. So we're going to focus on the president, because the president is the head leader of the ruling authority of the nation. Now, for courtesy purposes, for our respectful audience, that everything we have said and will be saying in this journey is not to disrespect, insult anyone. It's for educational purpose only. But everything we have said and will be saying about the president or anyone else for that matter, we mean every word of it. Every word of it. But I think about it, that's not our concern. It's not our concern. When the truth is written, need to be spoken, it will be spoken. That's what we're here for. When it's written, need to be spoken. When it commands it, when the truth commands it to be spoken, it will be spoken. With no concern of anyone's opinion. because the truth is above all. The truth is above all of us. The truth is above all of us. No one owns the truth. The truth, no one owns it. The truth is the entity of its own. No one owns it. Now, let's start with the man himself, the president. When he was campaigning, running around yippee-yapping like a cartoon character, entertaining people with his dumbness and his brainless audience see him as the true reflection, representative of the hidden hatred, the representative of the hidden hatred, which they can now proudly shout about it. What was hidden due to fear or shame, now it can be expressed with pride because the agents of darkness have just arrived. The president, when he was running his campaign, going around yippee-yapping like a cartoon character, his brainless orient. They see him as their savior. The savior, the one who will defend them when their hatred will be expressed. Their savior, who will defend them. And that's what his promises, that's what his campaign, that was the base of his campaign. Platform where hatred can be expressed. If any good thing ever came out of the mouth of this creature, that would be when he promised that he will end American wars if he's elected for his second term. Anyone with their right mind will not believe that for a second. Anyone would know who this man is would not believe that for a second. But those who lost all their right mind believe him. And he was elected. Then what? Reality proved it wrong. He did not just stop American war, but he provoked another American war. He provoked American war. One who promised to end, provoked. And they still rally behind him. They still believe in him. Well, even though reality proved him wrong, they still believe him. With their silly red hearts, not even knowing what it means. It's a demonic culturalism ritual. The red heart they wear, the silly red heart they wear, is a ritual. It's a demonic thing. It's a culturalism ritual. Satanic ritual. For collect consciousness, to control our collect consciousness. This has been done throughout history. To make a collective consciousness to believe whatever they are told or do whatever they are told. Culturalism ritual is satanic, which symbolize the sacrifice of their rational mind. The red heart, the silly red heart they all wear, it symbolizes the sacrifice of their rational mind. It's a culturalism ritual. Anyone who knows about cultural ritual for mass consciousness, it's been done throughout history. been done in Germany by Hitler to guard the mass, to make them believe anything or make them do anything. It's a cultural thing. That's the way they red are red heart, red heart. That red heart, the red is the blood, and what's it behind all of it is those who rally behind him, they will be with him no matter what he says or does. It's ritual, it's satanic. That's why they wear that red, just silly red heart. Here you have a president who think reality is a virtual game. Sit in his room, front of his computer, be consumed by his tweeting addiction, think that his life is a game, it's a virtual game, playing with souls, human souls, with his diabolical ideologies. Think that he's playing with virtual characters in the computer, threatening to wipe out entire nation, to question a nuclear code. A nuclear code. To want to repeat one of the greatest crimes ever committed by humankind in the land of this earth 80 years ago, again by America. These men thinking, repeating the same thing, requesting a nuclear code. If this man had a full access to nuclear code, that you don't have to ask anyone for it, have full authority, by now, Iran will be one of his list of victims. One of the greatest crimes that humankind probably will have not seen. A crime that heaven might not never forgive. Nuclear code. I don't think anyone in their right mind right now will doubt if this demon, the president, had access code without have to ask anyone. Well, he started a war without asking anyone. If you have the nuclear code, he will do the same thing. He will do the same thing. Just the idea using a nuclear weapon at this point in time in the war that you provoked to end the nation at this point in time, with the geographical and political entanglement of this world to end one nation just because you can, that will be orchestrating your own self-destruction. Especially in the world where paranoia have become a plague to the human soul. Paranoia have become plague to the human soul due to the insanity of humankind in this world. Just rumor is a weapon. Just rumor have become a weapon due to the paranoia of the human race, or due to the insanity of the human race. And you talk about ending a nation, it's ending your own. That will be your own self-destruction. the well-known scientist Albert Einstein, one of his quote I like a lot, where he said, "The world will not be destroyed by evil, but by those who sit and watch and do nothing." Uh, what's fascinating about this quote is it comes from a mind who contributed to one of the deadliest weapons ever built by humankind, built and used in innocent people by America. So this code becomes fascinating because it's a code of what? Guilt or confession. But either or, it holds very significant truth. Because blaming evil is a cure, emotional cure, for those who sit, watch, and do nothing. Blaming evil is an emotional cure for those who just sit, watch, do nothing while evil strive. That's what fascinating about this code. So the world will not be destroyed by evil, but by those who just sit, watch, and do nothing. The code of confession. Well, I participated, but it was not my fault. It was not just me. But those who could stop it, who sit, watch, and do nothing till it happen, they're the one who's supposed to be responsible for it. A code of confession or cure for emotional guilt. And another thing, when one who's blind, deaf, mute, is led to lead a physical journey, if they get lost during the journey or never arrive to their destination, those who have been led, those who follow, they're the one who lost the most valuable senses. The sense of rationality, the sense of reasoning. Because one who's deaf, mute, blind, is not competent to lead a physical journey. One who's blind, deaf, mute is not competent to lead a physical journey, because these senses are crucial for any physical journey. One who, if a blind was driving a car, you will not get in that car if you want to leave, because you cannot see the road. Does not qualify. One who lost all these three senses is not qualified to lead any physical journey. This is where responsibility and accountability come. You know that it's not just anybody to follow. Not to follow just anybody or be just led by anybody. Responsibility, accountability. Here you have a president, an anomaly, whose rudeness and ruthlessness, behavior and rhetoric cannot be categorized in any known profile. A president, an anomaly, creature, whose rudeness and ruthlessness, attitude and rhetoric cannot be categorized in any known profile. Because a psycho, is a mind that abuse authority for evil. Madness is a mind that is consumed by darkness. And a coward is a mind that runs from self-responsibility because it's weak. And to have all these three characters in one walking, breathing individual, you cannot categorize that. If you would give that a profile, is a president who telling lies and truth are one of the same, no distinction. Lies and truth, you see it as one of the same. We know every politician lies. They all lie. Everybody lies for that matter. But politicians, they do more. And here you have a president who doesn't seem to be aware when he's telling a lie. When you're making a lie, you know you're lying. That's just for any rational mind, any functional mind. You can be clever with your lies, but when you're making a lie, you know that you're lying. But here you have an individual who does not seem to understand or be aware of the gravity or the consequences of his lies. At this point in time, to fact check can be done in a matter of seconds. We have the internet. You can check just about anything. Does he know that? Yeah, he does. Does he care? No, he don't seem to. He will make a lie that you don't even have to do fact check. Lie that don't make no sense. You know from the get-go that's a lie. And he will say the lie and feel so relaxed about it, like no problem. That part is not normal. Something is not right there. And we make you ask the question, are there any honest and decent people around this guy who know what telling the truth is? And bear with me here, because this is not insult. This is a prophecy being fulfilled. It's prophecy being fulfilled in real time. This is not try to be sarcastic or try to insult anybody. No, no, no. This is a prophecy being fulfilled. Because here you have a man surrounded, not just his surrounding, but this involved the entire nation, what the prophecy revealed. A man who, even having a diaper situation, surrounded by guests, reporters, staff, and no one will say nothing or do nothing. Till it's no longer bearable, then people will be kicked out of the room. And no one have the courage to say anything or do anything, or have the honesty to say anything or do anything. A president sit white and do nothing. Now, a silenced fool can be seen as wise. And be silenced when you need to be heard, that is not wise. Be silenced when you need to be heard, that is a coward fool, a fool. He said, a prison for every fool spirit. The prophecy, the second prophecy, fool spirit. And here you have, even a president said, this prophecy does not even need elaboration. because the president himself can paint it clearer. When they do their, what you call, political stunt, silly political sympathy stunt, political sympathy assassination stunt. Oh, that would be the right word. They, when the president doing his assassination sympathy stunt, political stunt, claim to be assassinated for political agenda, that even a 10 years old will write and laugh about it. If it was just one, you can say, yeah, but keep repeating yourself because they think that they're dealing with fools. So disrespectful. It's like the world will like to say, what the hell is wrong with these people? What's wrong with America? That's what the outside world will say. Something that's so silly. Even a 10 years old can look at it and laugh about it. Not one, but keep repeating it. It's like it's all fun and game. It's like it's all fun and game. And when you look at it from outside perspective, what you see, a fool playing with fools. A fool try to pull a stunt that even a 10 years old can see right through it, with fools who participate and do nothing about it. A fool playing with fools. A prison of... When you look at the whole thing from outside perspective, all you see, a fool playing with fools. Something that's so silly, coming from a president, head of a nation, and the people of the nation debating about it. Something that's so silly, if that is not the definition of fool in your dictionary, that's the definition of a fool in the biblical prophecy. This silly game, if it's not a fool game in your dictionary, in the biblical prophecy, that's a game of fool. It's embarrassing even just to watch it. You say, grown-up people. These are the people who lead nations, and these are people who are allowed to be led by something so silly. If this was all fun and game, this should not be all fun and game at this moment in time. Because it ain't funny. Because it's not funny. A president, with his behaviors and his surrounding, in this moment in time, requesting a nuclear code. A president in which even a 12 years old can look at this person, know that something is not right about his head. And any grown adult who cannot see this obvious fact based on his behaviors, based on reality, any adult who do not see that, you fit the definition of a fool, the biblical definition of a fool of the prophecy. Anyone who cannot see that this man is not well, just to run from the responsibility of his crime, to take responsibility and accountability, or face the consequences of his own crime. For that, orchestrating all this theoretical silliness, while the lives of others are at stake. Because if this man had a nuclear code at this point in time, that where he do not ask permission to anyone else. He will wake up in the night and press the button and end the nation. Because he's not well, and everyone knows that, or should know that. And he's still allowed to lead a nation. He's still allowed to lead a nation over 340 million people. Be led by one unstable mind that will dragging them to the oblivious, to self-destruction, that dragging them to commit one of the greatest crimes that your descendant will never forgive. Those who will just sit, watch, and do nothing. Because for that blood, for that curse to follow them is something they might not forgive. This man, chosen by the devil himself to fulfill one of his most important prophecies for the fall of Babylon. This president, at this moment we speak, the president of Babylon, the president of America, is an agent of Satan, elected by Satan to fulfill a prophecy. The downfall of Babylon is crucial for the empire of Satan. Because the fall of Babylon, the fall of America, that's the chance for the empire of Satan to survive, to Israel, as a new America. That's why this president is the agent of Satan in modern day America. And the Zionist leader is the son of the devil who will take over when the empire moves to Israel. And one more thing again, we're not talking about theory. We're not interested about theory. This is a plan, fact. This is not a theory. It's a program, it's a plan. And again, one unstable mind dragging a nation of over 340 million people to a darkness, to the abyss of oblivion that will curse their lineage for all generations to come. One individual, one devil elected, whose his behavior, even a 10 years old kid will know this man is not well. There's not one individual with their right mind who will look at this man and not knowing he's not well. He's an agent of Satan. And let me tell you something that you might not know. There's an ancient demon that dwells within his vessel. There's an ancient demon that dwells within his vessels. There's few of them who managed to come into this realm. And this is the truth. We will reveal. You see the odor, the smell of his flesh. Doesn't matter, even he was bathing in a bath full with cologne every day or shower with perfume, it will still be smell like his kind. It's not human odor. It's the odor of an ancient demon. And their name is soon to be called, and they know what that means. Humankind, there's a lot that humankind need to understand and do not understand. You have been led by someone who should never allow to lead, because the path he's taking, he's already give you everything you need. What more? What more? What more you need? What it will take to see the truth? But this is a prophecy being fulfilled because they know they're dealing with fools. A prison of fools where everyone is fool playing with fool. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. When fool playing with fool, the outcome will be disaster. No other outcome. Disaster will be the outcome. It's time for rationality. A man who committed all the crime that is in the book, there's not one crime you can name that this man have not committed. The most wicked, the most wicked crime. And he's still leading a nation. Responsibility and accountability is crucial. Heaven is here to intervene, but humankind must do the part. Humankind must do the part. Future generation, you see, angels forgive because they have to forgive for the sake of the God they serve. Angels have to forgive for the sake of the God they serve. But humans are not yet to be angel or yet to have angel natures. Humans are not yet. Because one action can be condemned that would curse an entire human lineage for generation to come. One action can cause curse for entire lineage, for entire people, for generation to come. One action. Human are not angels. And to allow one unstable mind to repeat one of the greatest crimes ever committed in the land of this earth, that will be a curse to your lineage till the end of time. Will be the curse of your lineage till the end of time. Someone who's unstable, that is obvious to all, and is still allowed to lead, that is irresponsible on your part. Guilty by association is a rule of law, is a valid rule of law. Guilty by association. What this man is, from the get-go, from the campaigning process, this man revealed evil plainly. Revealed evil plainly. All the horrible things he would do, and is still elected, especially immigrant, which his wife would be on that list. And when he was elected, he carried out his slogan, materialized to action. He put his slogan in motion, into action, and many souls have suffered for that. Where is the nation? Where does the nation stand? One catastrophe, one disaster, one after another, ever since he was elected. Bold enough to start a war without asking anyone, because he answered only to the devil. That have a plan. When that if the heaven did not intervene, people of this land will be creating their own hell on earth. If heaven did not intervene, it's not sent to intervene, these people of this nation will create their own hell on earth. And we're here to tell you, you have to do your part. You have to do your part. Allowing one individual dragging an entire nation to a path that is not is obvious, it's not hidden, it's not a secret. Are you okay? Are you okay? In the war, a provoked war, many lives have been destroyed. Children. I think all this is fun and game. One individual representing entire nation cursing, one individual cursing an entire nation. One individual cursing an entire nation. Because it's a curse. All this act is a curse to Americans. All this horrible thing this man is doing is a curse to Americans. If this Satan elected ever succeeded on a part of this grand plan, America will be living in their own hell of their own making. For sit, watch, and do nothing. And I said all Americans will be guilty. But that will not be matter. That will not matter. That would not matter. Because you see this of this earth. Does not matter where you are, who you are. The mindset is already, that curse of the mindset is already set. It's in the consciousness. It's broken. And what this, in this plan, if the heaven did not intervene, Americans will be in a far worse situation than any race ever walked in the land of this earth. For what Satan plans to do, have blood that unforgivable in the hand of every single American till the end of time. And the reason of that is when America moved to Israel, will not be for American. So to persecute American will be easy, and no one will feel remorse, will see as deserved, as well deserved. Because there are some atrocity that if you, can you imagine ending a nation or dropping a nuclear bomb? What? That would be the downfall of America. That would be a downfall of America. Then Zionists will be Israel. Will be running Israel, no America. At that time, that moment, That's where American would be the most hated people in the land of this earth till the end of time. Anywhere they go, they will not be welcome. So they will not be able to go to Israel as the American. Now, when they go, they can be persecuted because nobody will have sympathy for them. Meaning anybody can do whatever they want with them, just like what they did with this color and everywhere they go. You are being warned or you are being given a gift. Heaven are here to help. But heaven is not here to do your part. Responsibility and accountability is crucial to your part. Before you leave your descendant a curse that they will never forgive you for it. That they will never forgive you for it. Because what Satan planned about to do, heaven will not allow. We're never going to allow that to happen. But you have to do your part. You have to do your duty, your part. Satan, know what's coming. Satan knows what's coming. But you will have to do the part. All these demons, their name will be called soon. Their name will be called soon. And they know what that means. Heaven have stepped in. Heaven have stepped in to make things right. This land will no longer be where demon dwells. It's where heaven rules. Not where demon dwells, but where heaven rules. But you will have to do the part. Soldiers approve. Are your soul is to board or soul, for oil and gold? Your soul is to board or soul. And when you are sent to robbery mission, all that you got, where that goes, it goes to what? To those who are top, whom you call the elites. And what are they going to do with it? For them, life is a game, and human are the piece of the game. For them, life is a game, and human are the piece in the game. But in heaven, life is not game, and human are not piece of the game. Human are sovereign, valuable beings, honor, valuable mission, or valuable purpose in this land. And if you think your soul can be sold or bought with oil or gold, then you don't know your worth and you don't know who's your creator. Because your soul cannot be bought with all the riches in this earth. That's how your soul valuable, how valuable your souls are. And to be used by these demons to do the unthinkable to your fellow human being. And after when it's all said and done, you get nothing of it. Why they sit there on top and just laughing about your foolishness? Responsibility and accountability responsibility and accountability is required for this human race. Heaven will not violate the sovereignty of free will. But heaven will fulfill his part. Heaven will fulfill his part. For saving what can be saved. For saving what can be saved and who want to be saved. The heaven will step in with declaration to save. It will save what can be saved and who want to be saved. The heavens will save what can be saved and who want to be saved. Heaven will never violate the sovereignty of free will. If you use your free will to welcome evil, that's your choice. One thing is for certain, evil have no authority in the land of this earth. But heaven will not violate your sovereignty of free will. Meaning, if you choose evil, that's your choice. That will be your choice. Heaven will never force you or pull you, but it can implement its authorities. So the choice is at your hand to do what you must do, what you must do, what you must do. And what you must do is something you can do and know. Just doesn't make no sense for one individual to dragging a nation of over 340 million people. Does not resonate logic. You cannot be that coward. You cannot be that fool. Someone has to stand for evil. The real demon does no problem because they don't want to. They run. They know what the deal is. They know what's up. But the heaven is not here to face humans. Humans have to do their part. But take responsibilities. Take responsibilities. Take their responsibilities. It's time to rise up. It's time to rise up. Roll your sleeves and fight for what is right for you. Fight for what is right. Fight for your family. Fight for your kid. Fight for your generation. To say no to evil. To say no to evil for the sake of your family, yourself, your family, and your generation. Yeah. It's a just fight. It's just saying no. It's just saying no. The big fight is not heaven hand. It's not heaven hand. That's not even a fight. But they know who's heaven, who are heavens. They're not even close to be a match. So please do your part. Be responsible. And this destruction has to come to an end. Must come to an end. And you hold the sovereignty and the might to do just that. So do your part for the sake of your future generation. For the sake of your future generation. So I think we're going to leave it until next time. Next time, as we said last time, it's going to be the reveal. The reveal probably going to be our next topic. Until then, you at this you're in a crucial moment. You're in a crucial moment in human history. And in just such a time as this, accountability, responsibility, and courage is required. Courage is required to do what's right, to do what's right, to do what's right. Because heavens are here. The heavenly members are here. The heavenly warriors are here. They are here for the sake of humankind, for the love of humankind, by the command of the divine. So humankind, do your part. Heaven will never let you down unless you let yourself down. So I think we're going to leave it here till next time. As always, and be well, and God bless, and we'll see you next time.